Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Gray, and I'm just living.
Not playing anymore?
Not playing, just.
Good morning, John.
I'm plainly living. How about you, Peggy Burton?
I'm hanging in one day at a time.
Look at all these little rabbits and eggs, and Easter time is
Easter's
on the way. Valentine's is over, and it's Easter time coming.
That's sweet.
Here comes Peter Cottontail.
It seems like it all comes around fast.
It does. Well, it comes around faster than it used to.
I know. Anyway, it's. Are you going to see Winnie the Pooh? It's sort of a children's.
I don't think so.
It's a wonderful production that South Jackson packed and the young people do.
Yeah, good.
They're excited. It's this weekend.
I'll tell you what I'm excited about, and it's sort of along those lines. We have a special guest today.
Miss Macy?
No, she's out there preening herself right now in the green room.
And who's that?
I'm not telling. It has something to do with
these eggs and rabbits.
It has something to do with eggs and ham.
Green eggs and ham.
Might be. Never can tell who might be out there in the green room.
I hope. I love Dr. Zeus and anything he produced.
Dr. Zeus, a good guy. Good guy. And that's going to be the thing for the Imagination Library. It's going to be this Saturday, and we have a guest coming in to help promote that. So, but that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying.
And we do have Macy Tabor coming on. She's just released a record.
Tabor.
Am I not saying that right? Tabor.
Tabor.
Macy
Tabor? Or is she Tabor now?
I don't know. I've always said Tabor. I think that's classy.
Yeah, it is classic. Good. Macy's coming on.
Macy's been working hard, so we're having her back again.
We have a full show today. We have all kinds. John Olive's going to be on. He was just inducted into the State Football Coaches Hall of Fame, or the State Hall of Fame.
As he should have
Football
been.
Hall of Fame. Yeah. So
nice guy.
Glad to have John come on, and we didn't shoot. You just never can tell.
I know.
What might go on around here? This past weekend was the Special Olympics, part of the Special Olympics, and in basketball and that was held out at Motlow. And our team was out there and got some video of that, so we're going to have an interview from out there as well.
It'll be nice to see. That is a fabulous thing for them to do.
Well, it went for a while. We did it for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden, the lady, Karen Matchett, who was in charge of that, felt it was time that she stepped down, and some other people tried to equal her effort, and it just didn't happen, and it sort of died away.
She was a hard act to follow.
Yes, she was.
But it's an important thing
she's a fine lady. She and her husband both are still alive and well, but sooner or later, you need young energy.
Exactly. I need that myself.
You need young energy?
I could use a lot of it.
I think they're going to come out with some kind of pill you can take for that.
I'm waiting for it.
You waiting for it?
Yeah.
You want young energy? I'll tell you what to do. Go find a second grader and sit down on the floor with them for a while.
Right.
You'll find all the energy you need because they've got it.
You'll be laid out on the floor when it's over, and they'll still be going.
They'll still be going. And smart as a whip, those young people are.
I know, it's amazing. It's amazing what they can do.
Yes.
I can remember my grandson when he was little. If I had a problem on the computer, he just went and fixed it. You know, didn't bother him in the least. And they're fast learners, and they retain what they hear.
I remember I was building condos up in Brentwood for Mac McClung and Vaseline Realty, and he came to me one day and he said, "Here's you a phone." And of course, back in those days, people had phones, and they looked like a loaf of bread,
Yeah.
And he had a phone, and he said, "You call me too much." And I said, "Well, I need to answer to a question, or I wouldn't be calling you." And he said, "Well, just text me."
Yeah.
And I said, "What's that?" You know what text was, and so he hands me this phone, flip phone, and said, "Text me." And I said, "Okay, here's the deal. You want me to build condos for you?
Or you want
me to try to use this phone?" I said, "If you want me to use this phone, you need to hire a 12-year-old to follow me around and let him use the phone, because he'll know how, and I ain't got time for it."
Yeah, that took some getting used to. I mean, you know.
So now everything's text.
I go back to the phone on the wall, you know, the phone on the wall, and "Hello, Martha, would you call my mother or call my grandmother?"
Tim Daly and I wrote a song called "Pick Up the Phone." I miss the sound of a telephone ringing like the one used to hang on the wall. My brothers, my sisters, the dogs, and me would all run to answer the call.
Yeah.
It might have just been Daddy calling Mom, say he'd come home late, but it was always people talking to people. Now, man, wasn't that
was really
great?
Great, yeah.
Just pick up the phone.
You're right. That's true. So many people that I am in contact with, I really don't know how they sound anymore.
No.
And
they don't want to talk to you. They want you to text because what was the song? The Sound of Silence?
Yeah.
Silence speaks volumes.
It really does.
And when you're on a phone talking to somebody and they ask you a question and you don't have a response, you've responded. That's why they want you to text. Because if there's a break in the action, that gives them time to research what their answer is.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's just the way things go.
Yeah.
All AI. I just saw a thing on the Today Show a minute ago and I'm an author, where AI, intelligence, artificial intelligence, is picking up those books and rewriting them and putting them out before the author even gets them on the shelf.
That's interesting, isn't it?
And it's a scam. It's a fake book.
Right. Because it's
written by a computer. And all of that's coming out of the other side of the world.
Yeah, it's amazing. And technology is just speeding by.
Speeding by us, for sure.
When you buy a new computer, a new phone, a new this or that, the day you pick it up, it's already obsolete. There's another one better.
Boat anchor.
Yeah.
Boat anchor. I got my Philip upgraded the system on my computer, and I came in the other day and couldn't do anything.
You got lost in it.
Everything that I knew how to do was different and gone.
It's like the poem I wrote for Dan. I lost it in the computer. You know, I saved it, but it wasn't where I always find my saved things.
Where'd it go?
Where'd it go, right. But it was a nice poem.
I was looking through some stuff, and some of this stuff is, you know, we usually are upbeat and try to be uplifting.
Right.
But there is nothing better than an old cry in your beer country song.
Yeah.
Hurting bad.
Everybody needs that once in a while.
Hurting bad.
Yeah. So have you got one that you just
wrote? In the quiet hours before dawn, I wake and see you there, my body aching desperately for the love we used to share. As I reach out and pull you close, you turn and I can see teardrops drowning out the flames where love's light used to be. And back to back, we go back to sleep. Side by side, we're both so all alone. Heart to heart, we hardly know each other anymore. So back to back, we face a love that's gone. Silently, I draw you near me, not knowing what to say, to heal the hurt you feel inside and drive your tears away. You come to me reluctantly and fend off my embrace, as reality's made clear to me by the look on your face. And back to back, we go back to sleep. Side by side, we're both so all alone. Heart to heart, we hardly know each other anymore. So back to back, we face a love that's gone. Outside this room, nobody knows about my mistakes. You let them pass without a word, but I felt your heart break. And deep inside, the fears you hide that no one else can see have poisoned any love at all that you might have left for me. So back to back, we go back to sleep. Side by side, we're both so all alone. Heart to heart, we hardly know each other anymore. So back to back, we face a love that's gone. Yes, back to back, we face a love that's gone.
That's sad.
Isn't it sad? That's old sad country
very
song.
Sad.
That's old sad country
Yeah, there was a
song.
time when I was
Now here's one to brighten
sad.
you. Here's one to brighten you up. Well, not really. This is called Oh What a Tale.
Okay.
This story tells of one man's hell after he's been consumed. Just one night by her side left him forever doomed to search the world for the girl who put him through this hell, blind to all but her recall, and oh, what a tale. That night I wandered aimlessly, filled up with desire. Then she appeared out of the night, equal to my fire. The violence of our passion lit up the night till dawn. At morning's light, she left me spent and all alone. And just like Halley's Comet, her love was gone. It burned up the night, but wasn't there for long. An all-consuming kind of love that left me an empty shell, stripped of pride and scorched inside. But oh, what a tale. My friends say I've gone crazy. I've searched far and wide around the world for the girl that burnt me up inside. With a passion that was so hot, too much for mortal man. I'd gladly search a lifetime just to love like that again. But just like Halley's Comet, her love was gone. It burned up the night, but wasn't there for long. An all-consuming kind of love that left me an empty shell, stripped of pride and scorched inside. But oh, what a tale. And after that tale, we'll be back in just a minute.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. The trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. A throwaway bottle or pop top can may not seem much to a traveling man, but a little bit of litter goes a long, long way. Growing and growing, getting bigger every day. Tennessee trash messing up the highways. Tennessee trash clogging up the byways. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I told you we had a special guest this morning, and it has something to do with green eggs and ham. Welcome, Dr. Zeus's Cat in the Hat. Meow. You are here. Look at that hat. I mean, if that's not special, you're here to promote the Green Eggs and Ham Breakfast for Imagination Library.
I am.
What's going on?
So you can come in, and it's $10 a ticket, and it's benefiting the Imagination Library for Coffee County. And that is helping us buy books for over 1,000 kids right here in Coffee County.
Right.
And kids under 4 and under eat free. And it's a great environment. You can come in, get green eggs and ham. It's at Dameron's Restaurant in Tullahoma.
Yes.
This Saturday from 8 to 10.
8 to 10, and you know, what a great program.
Yes.
I'm as I've said, I read at East Lincoln School to second graders, and it is, you can tell the kids who have had books in the house from the ones who have not had books in the house, and it's amazing to me. And I'm the worst. God love my bride, my wife, like I do, because she is a word person, and I can misspell the same word in a paragraph 3 times, different ways. And I was reading to one of these kids, and we do a word association, and it was like hoping, hopping, and I'm going, well, no, that's not hope, that's hop. No, it's hope. This kid, or it's not hop, it's hope. And he said, no, that has 2 P's. It's hop. And this is a kid that's all lecturing me on, and I might be the wrong one for that job.
Oh,
but that kid, they're smart. They're smart, and part of that is because they've had books in the home. And they get books in the home by this program. And Dolly Parton had a big deal to do with that to start off with. The states picked it up. Now the libraries have picked it up. And all you have to do to help get a book in front of a child is go eat $10 worth of very, very good green eggs and ham. Saturday morning.
Yep. And see me and listen to a book. I'll be there reading to the kids and hanging out with them.
Will you now?
Dressed as the Cat in the Hat.
Now, what do you do? What do you do when you're not out catting around? How do you spend your time?
I work at Manchester Public Library. I'm the Children's Services Librarian.
How in the world would you think I wouldn't know that? Who else would come over here dressed like you do? And I think it's wonderful. And what type of programs does the library have?
Right now we have our spring programs coming up. So next week we have fun with music, and that's something new that we're going to be doing. We have a person from First Baptist that does music throughout the whole county. They're going to be coming and teaching the kids some things about music, and it's a free event. All of our events are free. So when you come to an event at the library, we do provide free events, but if you want to make a donation, that will help us continue to do better events in the future. So this one, I've got shaky eggs, we're going to do scarves, and she's got some music she's going to play and a whole bunch of other things. So it's going to be a really fun time because you know kids love making noise.
Good, good. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and then, you know, spring break's coming up this year. So we've got, oh, well, before that we have our Shamrock Shindig. So we have Shamrock Yoga with Silly Kids Yoga.
Shamrock Yoga.
So
Explain that.
Silly Kids Yoga comes about once a month, and they teach the kids different yoga things and things to calm themselves down, so that if they're ever in a situation that they can, you know, step back, relax, and handle it a little bit better. And we just love them.
And what ages is that for?
So that one's going to be on Wednesday, so it's ages 3 to 5, but all ages are welcome, but it's geared more towards the 3 to 5 year old range.
So when a 5-year-old gets upset, you've got a way, you're teaching a 5-year-old something that most of us adults need to learn, is how to handle stress.
Yes, because soon they'll be
starting school. Stress is a very
school.
Powerful and a very dangerous thing.
They'll be starting school soon.
And our little children don't need to have to worry about that, I don't think.
And sometimes they don't have the best role models at home, so we try to teach them as much as we can when they come in.
And sometimes they have the federal government sticking a national test down their throat to see if they can go to the 3rd grade, which is wrong. That's my personal opinion.
So spring break we have this year, it's only 4 days because Easter is coming early.
Right.
So on Monday we're going to have fort play, so you can come in the library and build a fort and have fun.
Really? Build a fort?
In my children's area in the Enchanted Forest.
You know who my hero was and still is? Davy Crockett.
Oh yeah.
I remember when Walt Disney put Davy Crockett, and that's back in the 40s. Early 50s probably. And I cried because I wasn't Davy Crockett.
Aww.
He was my hero out of coonskin cap and building a fort. These kids are going to build a fort.
I'm bringing all kinds of sheets and things, and
That's wonderful.
It's a STEM activity to let them be creative to build different things.
Outstanding.
And of course they can curl up and read underneath them, so that's a bonus. Tuesday we're going to have ping pong tournaments in the library.
Y'all are just full of stuff.
Wednesday we're going to have board games and different fun things to do. And then Thursday we are going to watch 3 different movies throughout the day. We have our times listed on the page.
What are the movies?
I can't say online. I can't say in public.
Okay.
Due to the licensing agreement. But they are available in-house, and you can message us privately and see the names of them as well. But they are new popular movies that just came out.
You know, I saw a movie recently, and I think there's 2 of them, about a nanny who shows up at this guy's house, and she has warts all over her face.
Nanny McPhee.
Nanny McPhee. That was a delightful movie.
My kids love that one.
So, you know, there's great movies out there. I tell the young ones, I said, you know, you can never read too much. You can never listen to too much music or watch too many movies, because the people who create that stuff are brilliant. And there's all kinds of little nuggets and ideas that are hidden in there that they don't even know they left. You know, and you can find wonderful creative things. And I told the kids yesterday, I said, your imagination, don't ever give up your imagination. Your imagination is what keeps you sane in this adult world. And imagination and somebody with the courage to be the Cat in the Hat and eat green eggs and ham.
Oh yeah, this is just one of many costumes.
One of many costumes. Saturday morning, 8 to 10, Dameron's Restaurant. Go get green eggs and ham and help put books in the hands of children from the age of
all ages.
But really, for the Imagination Library,
They're
it's
until they start school.
until they start school. Birth to school.
Birth to school.
It makes a difference. Green Eggs and Ham, Saturday morning. We'll be there. Will you? I bet the cat will. Meow. She will. See you after this message.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. 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 Woo.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size.
Yeah.
Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we made mention, Peggy and I did at the beginning of the show, that the Special Olympics has come back into being in our area. And for the past couple of weeks, there have been games out at Motlow. Motlow has stepped up. We've had basketball out there, and all of their basketball teams have shown up to help make this a special deal for our athletes. And we were out there, Andrew and Philip were out there this weekend, and one of the big people involved in this is our church, First Christian Church. We've always been involved in it. Is Reverend Tom Murdoch, and I think Andrew got a interview with Tom.
I'm speaking with Tom Murdoch today, and we're out here at Motlow. And Tom, would you tell our viewers what we've got going on out here?
Well, we are returning with our Special Olympics. We've been, because of COVID, have not played a game since, 4 years ago. And so we actually kicked off again the track and field events last May, and we'll again return May 9th, I think I just told you. But the basketball has just begun. We had the adults play last Friday, and to just a great day. And this week it's our students, so it's our elementary school, middle school, and high schoolers are beginning again. And as with most things with COVID, it's been hard to gear back up and get these things going again. But I just cannot tell you how much appreciation we have for Motlow. They've hosted us for many years now, and I don't even know how long, for the basketball part of it. And on the top of that, the athletes get involved. Oh, yeah. So we've had the men's and women's basketball team, and they're wonderful. They they'll help referee, run the clocks, do all the DJing as they're doing right now, and announcing. And the soccer team this week and the softball team last week were involved in helping us with the kids and the food and everything like that. They just do whatever, and they're very enthusiastic about it. A.D. Turner is just wonderful in the way in which he helps us participate, as well as all the coaches, Coach Latham and all the soccer coaches and the softball coaches, everybody involved, and the faculty here, administration, wonderful. But the bigger part of it is these kids, and you can already see kind of how the excitement is and the interaction, because what you'll see is a lot of the athletes from Motlow get involved directly with them. They practice with them, they play with them, they get to know them, and it is just the athletes we have, these Special Olympic athletes, they take it very seriously. As one of the adults said last week, after his team lost, the score was 38-34, and he said to me, "One thing I want to tell you is, next year we're going to be here. We're going to win next time." There is a great enthusiasm and just great excitement. It's a wonderful day. We encourage people to just come out and watch. This is worth just seeing and being a part of. Skills, all the different skills groups, schools who participate. They have their teachers. They have adults who help. Can't say enough about all they do. We're just grateful for the work that's going on.
And there's nothing but smiles all over this place. I mean, and like you said, the student athletes who are helping out here, just smiles everywhere, and it's so great to see. And so happy that Motlow, helps out so much with this.
They are wonderful. But again, like I said, we do this because when you come out here and watch the game, you can't help but feel just happy. Life is here, and it's an exciting life, and these kids are just wonderful, as are the adults. But these are two of my best Fridays I have all year.
Fantastic. Well, Tom, thank you so much for all the hard work that you guys and everyone who helps out does, because it's a fantastic event. And folks, you should definitely come out for this. And don't forget, May the 9th, I believe.
May 9th, yes, and I think that's a Thursday. And again, that's an invitation to anybody to come and watch and cheer on the athletes. And
that will be at Tullahoma High School, correct?
Tullahoma High School in the middle of the football field. We'll have all the events going on, and it's an excellent day. Even if you just came out for 15, 20 minutes just to see the opening or to participate in any part, it's worth being there.
Well, Tom, again, thank you so much for everything you do, and we look forward to a great afternoon today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
Service and quality at Clayton's Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere. Like here, Behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker horde.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Get ready to make a splash for a cause. The Duck River Watershed Society invites you to its 3rd annual Spring Cleanup event on Saturday, March 2nd from noon until 3 at the Fire Lake Public Use and Boat Ramp area in Manchester, Tennessee. Be part of the movement for sustainability, health, and education for the Duck River, America's most diverse waterway, home to over 650 aquatic species and water supply for more than 300,000 people. Mark your calendars and register to meet us at River Forge Road on March 2nd. Let's clean up, team up, and make a splash together.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is, it's safer than going for a run. Give it a shot. Find a free appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
Times are very challenging right now, and stress levels are high.
Reports indicate overdoses on the rise in communities across the state of Tennessee.
Those experiencing addiction and their loved ones may be struggling to navigate through all the change.
We want you to know that deaths from overdose are preventable.
And help is available.
Anytime.
Day or night.
How do I know?
How do I know?
I am the face of recovery in Tennessee.
You're going to be excited with my guest today. Macy Tabor is back. Hi. And about to release a record.
That's right.
When's it happening?
So it's happening today at any moment, but I'm so excited because I think this is probably my favorite one so far.
Well, I know you're going to play it.
Yeah, I'll play it for you guys.
We're going to hear it, but tell me about your release party. Where is that?
So I'm having a release party today. It is at the Dog House in Nashville on Demumbrian at 7, so anybody can come.
Anybody can. Is that a real big place?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as big as like Kid Rock's Honky Tonk on Broadway, but it's a pretty good sized place, and I'm gonna have a band there, and we're gonna be playing, and we got some goodies, we got some cupcakes, we got some cookies, we got also got some matches made that say "a match made in hell."
Oh, that's great!
Yeah, that we're giving out.
How'd you think that up? That was cool.
It was actually my mom's idea.
Your mom is full of it, you know.
Yeah, she was the marketing master on that one. But yeah, I'm excited.
And a match made in hell. When did you first play that?
I'm not sure when I first played it, but
I think you did it on our show once.
Probably, but any time that I've played it, it's only been like acoustic, and I wrote it like a year and a half ago.
And so tonight it'll be with a band.
That's right.
So
first time with a band?
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's the second time with the band. Totally forgot about this one.
Is it your regular crew, the band?
Yes, it is. This is the band I usually play with, like 5 days a week.
Well, let's just give them a little some accolades. Who are your band members?
So we got Andrew Poe, Terrence Chenard, and Molly Rose is usually my drummer, but we got my good friend Brandon Garza playing with us tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting. And it starts at 7?
It starts at 7, and we'll be playing at 7:30.
All right. Well, I'm dying to hear it again.
Okay.
So let's have it. This is Macy Tabor's Match Made in Hell.
I got a call the other day that my best friend got caught getting friendly with my ex-man. Now they're calling me saying that I should pretend that everything's okay. But taking the high road's overrated, being calm and collected, but I've been jaded. Trust is faded, friendship traded. What can I say? Oh, call my shoulder, smiling down on you. Oh, he's perfect for the girl you've turned into. I bet Corella Deville will when you up and caught me crying fake tears and BS sorry, 'cause he ain't choosing, he's just using you to get back at me. And caught my shoulder smiling down on you. Oh, he's perfect for the girl you've turned into. I've been Corella Deville, wish you well. A couple set up by Satan himself. It's a match made in hell. Yeah, I'm hungover, still paying the devil his dues. And since you're listening in, these words are for you too. Call my shoulder smiling down on you. Oh, he's perfect for the girl you've turned into. I've been Corella Deville, wish you well. A couple set up by Satan himself. It's a match made in hell. Oh, a match made in hell.
All right, good job.
Thank you.
You want to tell me what made you write that? What inspiration came to you?
Well, you could probably get a few hints from the song, but I don't even know if I've ever gotten questioned about this before, but it's kind of, I basically had a little betrayal happen to me. Before I sing it, like I sang it at Margaritaville actually last night.
Good.
And I like to call it my Carrie Underwood revenge song.
Right.
But basically I had a best friend, and we were best friends for like half my life, and I had a boyfriend for a long time. It wasn't just, it was over 2 years.
Yeah.
And they got with each other behind my back.
That's sad. That's so
yeah,
unfair.
and instead of getting some kind of revenge, well, I guess this song was my revenge.
Good.
So
well, you did a good job on it.
Oh, thank you.
You told the story really well.
Thank you very much.
What's your biggest inspiration when it comes to writing a new song?
Well, one thing that I like to do, when something's really fresh, just like when that happened to me, I just had to get it in somewhere and write it. I wrote it with my good friend Landon Wall and his dad Ken, and they're very close to me, and they've always been since I was 10 years old. And he knew, they've met they knew the people, and so he's a very protective friend, and so when I told him what happened,
he bought into the song.
He was just as he was just, honestly, he was probably more mad than I was about it, and I was like, that's perfect person to write it with.
Perfect person to write it with. And have you written several songs with him?
Yes, I have. I've written a few other songs with him.
Good.
But yeah, when something's just so fresh on your mind, I've literally written one of my favorite songs in 15 minutes.
That's awesome.
Because it was so fresh on my mind, how I was feeling.
It just came out.
But another thing is I'll just be driving down the road or just walking to class or something, and I'll see or hear something that someone says, and I'm like, that'd be a good song. And I just jot it down real quick, save it for later.
And you have to write it down when you think
about it. Yeah, that's really, or you're going to lose it.
Like at night, do you leave a notepad beside your bed?
I've woken up before, and I'm not even kidding, I've dreamt of a melody or something, and I'll pull my phone up, hit the record, and I'll just sing it or
That's
whatever I came up with.
Yeah, I've always been interested in, like John Gray, he writes a lot, and you get your inspiration at different times, of course. I'd love to hear you do another song.
Yeah, I can do another one for you.
Whatever you want to do.
Well, this one I wrote with my good friend Mark Roma, and it's called Before the After. I hope y'all like it. summer night in the middle of June, you were singing to me, I was singing to you as the radio played our favorite song. We parked your truck up on down the road, you grabbed my hand in your fishing pole, you never cast a line except to say, never do me wrong. That was before the after, ever after, all the good times and the laughter way before the goodbye. The last time I ever crossed your mind, we swore that this love was forever. That was before the after. I took her pictures off from the wall, from the spring breakdown in Panama. How we drank all day and we danced all night, slept on the beach till the morning light. That was before the after, ever after, all the good times and the laughter way before the goodbye. The last time I ever crossed your mind, we swore that this love was forever. That was before the after. Oh, promises broken, I'm still holding on to. Before the after, ever after, all the good times and the laughter way before the goodbye. The last time I ever crossed your mind, we swore that this love was forever. That was before the after. Oh, way before the after.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That was really beautiful. Very touching. You've come a long way, Macy. I still see
thank
that
you.
little tiny girl with yodeling on stage at South Jackson. And I knew then you were on your way.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, thanks. You're writing now?
Yes.
Every day? Do you find yourself writing every day?
I haven't been writing as much as I'd like to, but every chance, I try to write every week.
Great. I know they're going to run me off because they've closed us. Anyway, I hope you'll come back, and I'm excited about
sure.
tonight, the release of A Match Made in Hell. I think it's going to sell out there. We'll be back.
Well, hopefully.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me at Life Care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate, Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I'm always glad to have my lovely bride, Miss Fran Gray, on with us. And it is getting close to time to the Purple Olympics that's held every year by Alzheimer's Tennessee.
Yes, it is, John. Just a couple of months out now, so we're looking forward to it.
What do we got going on this year? Is it we have some new things and stuff, different things going on?
We do indeed. First, let me say, for those of you who may not be acquainted with the Purple Olympics, the Purple Olympics is our major fundraiser with Alzheimer's Tennessee. There are offices across the state, and ours is in Tullahoma, from which we serve 11 or 12 counties. So we invite you and encourage you to put a team together or become a sponsor for the Purple Olympics. This year it will be held on May 4th. We like this later date, better weather and so forth, but we are doing it still inside the Tullahoma High School gym. So we meet the morning of May 4th, that first Saturday of May, and we have all kinds of fun games and events. And one of the things we're adding this year is hopefully a large image of the Purple Olympian with its face cut out so you can put your face in it and be a Purple Olympian.
There you go.
So that'll give you a fun new photo op. And also, speaking of pictures, we would like to honor or remember your loved one, and we're creating a special board. And if you would please come and participate with us and bring a photograph of a loved one, a friend, whomever, who is affected or has been affected by some form of dementia. So we will have this special board. Bring a copy of your picture, so if we need to tape it or staple it, it won't be something of value that we might damage in attaching it to the board. So just give us something that we can have and keep. And we want to cover this board, and then when we have our opening ceremony, we will carry that board around the gym floor, like as we remember and honor people.
Very good.
So
that's neat.
Yes, and one of our volunteers is heading that up, and it was his idea to come up with the large Purple Olympian, and that image will have purple and orange, our colors. So we hope that people will want to participate. If you do, if you get your $50 turned in before or by April 21st, then you can have a Purple Olympics t-shirt. Isn't that pretty? We, several years ago, decided to do something that was unique to our area. So the Purple Olympics came into being, and people do walk around the gym, but we don't have a walk per se. Again, everything happens inside there. We have a ring toss, we have adult tricycle races, we have an 8-foot puzzle of Tennessee that's been cut into 25 pieces, and we ask people to quickly put it together. We could have cut it, into 95 for our 95
Take
counties.
forever.
Well, it feels like forever. I thought I would be able to just assemble the state of Tennessee and nothing flat, but it took me several minutes to figure out where the different counties land. But so I'll just give you a heads up and study your Tennessee geography before you come to the Purple Olympics, so you can quickly put the puzzles together. But we have that. We have guessing games.
There's your sister brings a couple of jars. I think one of them's full of buttons, and the other one's full of bottle caps or something. And what this is this is a way where we have physical stuff like the hula hoop and the bicycle race, tricycle race, shooting basketball, cornhole games. But we also have mind games, things that you can use your mind, because that's what Alzheimer's Tennessee is helping to fight, is dementia and Alzheimer's, where you lose your capability and some of your mental capacities. So that's what this is all about. And so we have all kinds of fun stuff to do. And we have a DJ there.
Yes,
and there's dance music being played. And the one thing that this town always steps up. We have a prize and cakewalk, which is like musical chairs. And we have some of the best cakes in Tullahoma, Manchester, Franklin County that are donated by our sponsors. And if you're on the right spot, when the music stops, you might walk out of there with a 25-pound Italian cream cake from Piggy's. Great prizes. Builder Supply usually gives us a shovel or something like that. We have all kinds of prizes that are donated, and just about everybody walks out of there with something.
That's right. And a lot of good memories.
A lot of good memories.
And we have special medals we present. So again, we would encourage you, a team could be one person, it could be 20 people. So get your families together, get your office friends together, your church buddies, anybody you enjoy spending time with, and make a team and come support the Purple Olympics. We'd really appreciate your presence with us, and we also are very grateful for several sponsors who have stepped up again this year to help us raise money and raise awareness. This is not just about money, but it's raising awareness. There are over 800 families in Coffee County alone who are affected by some form of dementia. So we want to help them the best we can. We have several support groups. We have all kinds of educational materials, and we are just available. So if anyone needs us, they need to talk either about their diagnosis or the diagnosis of a loved one, please don't hesitate to call. You see there on the screen, our number is 931-434-2348. And we'd love to have you. And again,
and your location.
We are located at 309 North Jackson Street, the old Shahan building. It's across from U.S. Bank. And we are in the first office when you come in the door on the left. And just look for the purple and orange signs.
Purple and orange. Look at here. What
you've
about
got your tie, and you've got a pocket scarf with the purple and orange. So please, if you would like to help us, we really rely on a lot of folks to put this event together. We will be having a trivia night as part of our mind games of Purple Olympics, and we're also working on something extra special for this spring, which we'll be back to tell you more about. So please come and play with us and enjoy the company of others who are walking a similar journey if you are affected or your loved one is affected by some form of dementia. Again, thank you so much.
It's a free event.
Yes,
and there's food available as well.
Yes, it's free.
It's
so
free.
Please do come. and that's May 4th in the morning. We'll probably let the games begin around 9 a.m. and we'll be through close to noontime. So come on out and have a good time with us with the Purple Olympics. Thank you.
Yep, and now this girl's on her way to Pulaski to do her job, and she travels a lot for Alzheimer's Tennessee, and I'm proud of what she does and what Alzheimer's Tennessee is doing for the state of Tennessee. So with that said, we'll be back after these messages.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Get ready to make a splash for a cause. The Duck River Watershed Society invites you to its 3rd annual spring cleanup event on Saturday, March 2nd from noon until 3 at the Fire Lake Public Use and Boat Ramp area in Manchester, Tennessee. Be part of the movement for sustainability, health, and education for the Duck River, America's most diverse waterway, home to over 650 aquatic species and water supply for more than 300,000 people. Mark your calendars and register to meet us at River Forge Road on March 2nd. Let's clean up, team up, and make a splash together.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud and honored today to have one of the newest members of in the State Football Hall of Fame, and that is my friend, the coach of coaches, as far as I'm concerned, that's ever been in this town, Coach John Olive, and I just am proud that he had time today. Come by and spend a little time with us, and how's all of it going, John, since you it's been 2 years now since you gave up the head coaching job?
Yeah, it's been good.
John's the athletic director now.
It's different. Obviously, you don't have the pressures of trying to get a team ready, because even at this time of the year, you were in that weight room. You're trying to get faster. You're trying to get quicker, etc. You're trying to learn as much as you can as a coach, and so coaches go to clinics or go visit with staffs, etc. And so I don't do any of that anymore. I miss having some of the relationships with other coaches that I would have had The biggest change, though, is that you lose contact with the students.
Right.
The student athletes. I know who they are by name and stuff, but there's no real relationship. It's just, speak to them. How are you? Hey, how's class going? So you miss that. You miss having any, not that you had a tight bond with every athlete that you coached, but you had a group every year that you would connect to. And in the sport of football, that's what your assistant coach is. Somebody might not be able to connect with me, but you might be able to. And so you look for that when you're trying to, as a staff, you're trying to find, all right, who can make connections with this young man and so forth. So I miss that part of it. As far as my job now, I stay hopping. How many sports are you over at Tullahoma High School? Well,
as athletic director.
As athletic director, we've got a total of 14, but we also have some club sports that fall in there. And then the middle schools, they have the same number of sports as the high schools do, except we've got some that are combined between East and West. And I have two great helpers, Rachel Cunningham and Cody McMurtry help on the middle school level. Your principals help at all levels, just to try to, because there's too many things, especially we're getting ready to get here in the spring. We'll have a softball game going on, a boys soccer game going on, a baseball game going on.
Tennis?
And tennis might be happening all on the same day. There's no way for one person to be at each.
Right.
So we break up and give assignments and to try to have an administrator at our home events. On the road, we'd like to have an administrator go, but you can't always. You just run out of administrators because the other administrators, they've got parent nights, they've got upcoming freshman nights or upcoming sixth grader nights at the middle schools. So you break it up the best you can. And, I've always had long days as a coach, so that doesn't bother me having the long days, though I will tell you that if I get under the weather a little bit, by the time I get to 3 or 4 days in a row of late nights, I can feel it. The old age is catching up, and I don't respond back nearly as quick. I slept in till a little after 8 o'clock 2 Saturdays ago. I hadn't slept in past 8 o'clock, and I don't know how long. It just, there's a difference. And as I tell people all the time, there was a time for me to step away and didn't know we were going to step away on such a high note, but knew that it was time.
Right.
And as an AD, I hope I'll recognize when it's time for me to step away again.
Yeah. Well, what about this Hall of Fame stuff going on?
I told somebody my sons must have politicked really hard. I really don't know. I was really surprised by it. I had actually taken my first fall vacation.
In how many years?
I don't know. More than I can count.
I bet Cherie could tell you.
Well, we had never taken a fall vacation together. I'm not sure. I can't remember ever having a fall vacation. But anyway, long story short, some friends and some of our children were going to Destin, and they invited us to go down there. And while I was down there, I'm walking out to the beach that morning. I get a phone call from the Tennessee Football Coaches Association's director and informing me, and I almost had to sit down. It was a little overwhelming. That was one that I never expected.
I would have expected it for you.
Well, I appreciate that.
You have people. This guy right here is probably one of the best guys I've ever been around, and when there was a thing at Grace Baptist Church several years ago, and people were talking about John. John was there, of course, and their children being how wonderful it is that your children are able to be around this man right here. And I just want you to know I'm a better man because of my relationship with John Olive. And he's a special guy, and if he wouldn't have made that accolade from the state, there would have been a campaign. About time they figured it out.
Wow, thank you.
So
you're very kind.
And I noticed how many guys? There was like, what, 4 other guys?
There were
with
4
you?
others, and all of them great guys. A couple of them still coaching. Bruce Lucer and I go all the way back into the 70s. He was at Oak Ridge and for a while before he went to Father Ryan. Marty Evinrude was at Murfreesboro, Oakland when he and I first met in the 90s. Kane Ballard was the one that I probably knew the least, but he's a very successful coach at Greenville. He's now retired out. And then the last one was Coach Kisbeth. And Coach Kisbeth's Tullahoma connection. He was the head coach of Jefferson County in 1987 when Tullahoma and Jefferson County played in the semifinals at Jefferson County. And they beat Tullahoma that night and went on and won the state championship easily. It became very obvious to everybody that the winner of the Tullahoma-Jeff County game would be the state champion.
Right. Well, we're just proud of you, proud for you. I've done the football show with you, did it for years, along with Benny Garrick and Jimmy and different ones that were in and out. But I guess I was the one that did it more than any of them. And
yes,
the pleasure was mine, my friend. And I just want to thank you. This whole town thanks you, not just for the accolades that you've won. It's the way you shoulder what comes your way and the things you've done for our community far outside of sports. You're a wonderful man.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you here, glad to still have you working with our children. And maybe as athletic director, you don't have to put up with their parents as much as you did as a coach, because I know as a coach, that sometimes it's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. And it's one of the changes that's happened in my lifetime, in my coaching lifetime. Right. Not that, and most of the time, your parents mean well.
Sure.
They love their child and they mean well. And you probably have more trouble with that parent than you do the one that's upset and mad about something. And it's a real interesting balance in this day and time. And so anyway, hopefully help our coaches work their way through some of this.
Well, you did it very well.
Thank you.
As most everything I've ever seen you do. And I'm proud of you. I'm honored to be able to sit here in the years we sat in these seats together. Wonderful man.
Missing my table.
Missing that. Where's somewhere to put my arms? And Coy's doing a good job.
Yes, he is. I watch his show.
Coy's doing a good job. He's about 180 degrees from you, but maybe 160. But he's doing a good job, and the kids love him, and he's passionate about it. And I think that was the right decision that was made.
I know he cares about the young people, and that's most important.
John, find time to relax if you can. A fall vacation's okay. Take one every now and then.
I may try to take another one.
Okay. Coach John Olive, our Hall of Fame football coach from Tullahoma, Tennessee. Thank you for being with us today. And folks, we'll be back after this message.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
about this and that. It's Conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
Well, I'm John Rickman.
And I'm Pat Welch, and we're here again with our segment 3. This has been a rounding success of Conversations with John and Pat.
I've got a knife here, Pat.
All right.
It looks like the one that I traded. I wrote a song one time called Swapping Knives. And the reason I wrote it, it happened in Tullahoma. Walmart was over about where Food Line is.
All right.
And there's no fella that we dickered for a long time in regard to our knife swapping. I was going to give him, he wanted $5.50 for the knife at that time, which they were cheaper.
John, did you say you had a discussion with him over the value of the knife?
Yes.
Well, you got a pretty good reputation of being frugal, so that conversation could take
I got him
a while.
down to $5.25.
Wow.
$5.25. But during our negotiations, he said, "Son, I don't make any money. I just like swapping. I just like to swap knives. I make no money on my knives. I just like to trade." And that was what I used in my line. That was my punch line in my song. Well, I was bumming around in Lewisburg, getting kind of hot and tired. So I took a seat beneath a big shade tree in the Marshall County Courthouse yard. There was men standing round in overalls, their pockets filled with merchandise. They was chewing tobacco, whittling cedar, telling jokes and swapping knives. Well, an old man walked up to me, carving on a piece of wood. Said, "Hey, young feller, how you trade on knives?" And the one he had looked good. Well, I looked it over and I gave it back. He said, "Hold on, son, I got more." He pulled out a sack filled with knives. He looked like a walking store, and here's what he said: "What do you give me for a tree brand boker with a tree on every blade? Here's a John D. Primble and a genuine Barlow, and I and a kissing crane. Here's a double X case and an old hen rooster, a queen and an old time Schrade. I make no money on my knives, I just like to trade." Well, I reached down into my blue jeans and I pulled out my old knife. I figured that it wasn't worth too much, I'd carried it half my life. But when he offered me a brand new knife for my old piece of blade, I thought to myself, "You old fool, yes sir, it's a deal, I'll trade." Well, the old man kind of chuckled as he walked away from me. He didn't have nothing to laugh about as far as I could see. But when I saw a fella give him $100 for that old knife of mine, I recollected every word in that old knife swapper's line. Here's what he said again: "What do you give me for a tree brand boker with a tree on every blade? Here's a John D. Primble and a genuine Barlow, and I and a kissing crane. Here's a double X case and an old hen rooster, a queen and an old time Schrade. I make no money on my knives, I just like to trade." You old liar. But that's about the knife swapping song. But over at Builder Supply, you worked over there for many years.
And John, you said something about the case double X. They've got a case rack over at the Builder Supply, and that brings me to kind of jostles my memory back to my time at the Builders. I was there 26 years. And left coaching and teaching at Battle Ground Academy in Franklin to come work for my father-in-law, Bill Sanders.
Were you hungry?
I was real hungry. Yeah. And that was William Josiah Sanders III, not to be confused with Dr. Sanders today, who's the fourth, or to be confused with his father, who started the Builder Supply, who's junior. But we had an employee there whose name was Mike Galligan. And Mike started working for Mr. Sanders Jr. when it first got started. And then he finished with Mr. Sanders. And almost everybody that got to work down there started working with Mike. He kind of indoctrinated them to the ways of the Builder Supply Company. And I was going to tell one more recent story, but let's go back and tell that. Talk about the one with Mr. Sanders first. Mr. Sanders III, my father-in-law, was on a destroyer in the South Pacific during World War II, and they fought, I believe, just about every major naval battle in the Pacific in the last year and a half or so of the Pacific War. And when he came home Now, he was an officer right off the boat. He was in what he thought was great shape. And his dad sent him like he did every other employee out to work with Mike to start off. And if you've been at the Builder Supply, there's some railroad tracks on the other cross street on Atlantic Street where the Builders is located. And the sand did not come to the Builders in trucks like it does now. It came in huge rail cars. And the employees would shovel the sand out of the car onto the Builder Supply trucks, dump trucks, and take it in the yard and dump it down. Wow. Which would have been really hard work. And the first day, Mr. Sanders got a chance to work with Mike unloading that car. And he told me that he'd made up his mind he was going to, as long as he worked at the Builder's Supply, which he hoped was a long time, he was going to give him honest days, a tough day's work, and the first day was going to be a real good one. And he said he noticed that Mike would hit a lick every time he did. He was waiting on him. So he decided, well, I'll just pick the pace up. And he said by lunchtime, he was going, sand was flying everywhere, and Mike was matching him, and had no trouble at all. And he said, he told me years later that Mike, when he went home, he felt a little bit queasy, but by the time he got lunch down, he couldn't come back to work. He was sick. He got so hot and overheated from working. And he would always, Mr. Sanders would when he fessed up, he'd pause and lower his head, and then he'd come back, and he said, he said, what's really tough about that story is that I was using a regular shovel, but Mike was using a corn scoop. Mike was one heck of a man, and that wraps up our conversation with John and Pat, segment 3. But that's not the end of the conversations. Hopefully, we're going to get to go back for number 4.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and we're laughing because we ain't telling. But it was good. Wish you could have been there.
Right.
Oh, Lordy. So we got green eggs and ham. We had the cat in the hat. We had Macy Tabor.
Tabor.
We had Coach John Olive on today. And I am so happy that the Special Olympics is back up and operating for that part of our society to be able to have those fun events to go to and participate in, because you know what? As far as I'm concerned, I don't care who you are. All of you are champions.
That's right. Everybody needs a
Everybody needs to feel like a hero.
Once in a while, anyway.
Once in a while. And we're about out of time right here. We love you. Be safe out there. And good deeds. Do good deeds and bring a smile to somebody else's face. Then the job will be done. See you next time.